All right. So we still have the SMT on. Ooh, there we go. On Russell and the Dow. But first of all, let's look at how the daily flow closed. All right. So we'll start with the Dow, or we'll start with ES and Nasdaq actually. So lots of call volume already. I can see that. Tons of calls selling again, and even red on top. So seems a bit bearish, though there's only 4 million. So this just seems pretty low premium besides the calls. Calls are they're really selling calls up there. Puts basically flat. Yeah, we had calls basically follow price here. And puts rose a little bit into the close. So I think we are leaning bearish there. Oops. IWM pretty bullish. They took puts here and then exited back here. Weird. I don't know what was going on there. But calls were flat into the close. They didn't sell any of these. So I think Russell's still bullish. So I think my whole idea is correct, I think, still for shorting NASDAQ and longing Russell. And let's see what NASDAQ's got. Okay. They're selling calls and buying puts. That's so clear as day. So the tide, the holdings followed price pretty well. I mean, it makes sense that this came down and flatlined. So both are on bottom now. Both were negative. But puts were totally positive here. So we're still bearish. Same thesis. Same thesis as usual this week. Big wick up on the daily though. Oops. At least on Russell. Let me get my notes out, man. We'll finish that later. All right. Next day outlook. So yeah, flows still the same thesis here. Bearish ES and NASDAQ. Bullish looking RTY. So I think it's the same shit, man. Same shit. All right. So whatever. We'll just start with Russell. It's too many things going on. Let's finish this. So we've got this for our fair value gap, which I think is super clean. I think this is going to be something that works to support price because we still got that SMT. We do have these relative equal lows here. Whoops. Which could end up having a reaction. We ended up closing the gap here and the fair value gap. Big wick, testing the. So basically, we haven't made a new low this week. We've created an SMT. We came up, took out these lows, created kind of equal lows there. Displaced here, no confirmation above this high yet, but we do have a 4-hour fair value gap. So still an area of interest. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think this actually could get taken out. Whoa, we got a little gap there. But yeah, that's been filled. Let me just mark that out real quick though, because that is interesting. So yeah, it'd be cool if we got another SMT like on the smaller time frame. Yeah, there's just a weird gap right here, man. Whatever. We rebalanced that. We've come back into the new week opening gap again. We're basically just in between them. Oh, what did I just do, man? Keep clicking shit. We had a 1 hour fair value gap here that got rebalanced. And then we have this order block into here and this low. But yeah, this is that's a pretty clean area. Knowing Russell, it could totally come down again and just even take this low out if it wanted to. Kind of tricky though. So yeah, whoops. 4 hour, nothing on the downside. We've rebalanced this guy. We can delete that. These are not even a thing anymore. Let's clean this chart up. That is still there. Do have relative equal highs all the way up here. So that is a clear draw. So what we've done, we've come down, taken out the low. We've had a market structure shift as well. We've come back into the order block. Moving back, rebalance this range. Since rejected, we do have a fair value gap there, but no clear shift. If we go to the 1 hour, no shifting up into there. 30-minute, we do have one. So that's interesting. So yeah, I think this still is an area of interest here. I found it odd that, I guess that makes sense, but yeah, we did shift above there. And I mean, there are some bearish 30-minute gaps there. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not super clear. All right. So we got SMT here, still intact. Huge, clear, very clear shift above this level. We are above the relative equal highs here. We're inside of this 1 hour PD array. Basically almost been rebalanced. That's basically been rebalanced. Very bullish on the Dow. SMT here showing strength. But then a failure here. It's just so annoying. It's not clear, man. Just reminds me of back before the Russell broke out. Let's go higher time frame. I think we need to go higher. Okay, maybe not that high. Yeah, this reminds me of back in here where it was super annoying. Like we had this breakout and then like this move up, or one of these moves up, and then we broke the low and then went up. Just seems like something like that's happening again. It's not of science there, but it seems like we could take out these lows, and that would make a lot of sense, especially with how weak it is right now. Versus YM. I think I do like below this low, but this area of interest is still intact here. I don't like how it got immediately rebalanced there instead of confirming. I mean, yeah, on the lower time frames it's shifted, but that's what happens on the lower. There's always a little shift on the smaller. So I think it could easily come down here, maybe to the CE of this like wick here. Maybe on the 1 hour wick. Or maybe it's not the 1 hour wick. It already did. And there's lows, relative equal lows here too, man. But we've already came down here. I think yeah, this is the likely area. Just not clear, man. Not clear. I think we need more details to really get a read on that. If you look at here on the 15, we have not. We're just making higher highs on the Dow. So, but we do have that SMT. That's the thing. It's just the confusing part. And relative equal lows here too. So what happened here? What happened here? So this made a new low. Another SMT. We came down, cracked that here. Had a really strong move up. Now we have equal lows here. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. I think we actually might need to go lower, yeah. I think what we have here is my playbook setup here. Pattern thing. So yeah, we have relative equal lows here on the 5-minute. We've got the area of interest aligning here. That 4-hour fair value gap. We zoom in. What do we get? Wow. The same thing. It is the playbook setup almost on the 1-minute. And here's the order block that we would reference to with the relative equal lows here too. I'll set an alert there. I think it gets hit though. We'll just keep an eye out tomorrow. I think it could easily refer back to this low. And now that we've got relative equal lows here, hopefully this draws higher and then into tomorrow, we're gonna move down. And it's a crazy risk reward opportunity. We'll see though. Okay. Yeah, 1-minute fair value gobble setup. 4-hour higher time frame PD array, little bit of a BPR, smaller time frame shit going on there. And relative equal lows, that's everything we look for. So interesting. Maybe I'll even just pin an order there. That'd actually be pretty cool. but we're going to align it with time. All right. So that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Other than that, if this area gets taken, I mean, we have displaced on the smaller time frames above this range, and this is the today's low. So it's just it aligns with a lot of things. We have taken this low out, so that's why I don't know about this low needing to sweep. I feel like if we swept that, we would just go lower. And I do think we are going to head higher here. So I kind of like that area. Seems like it makes a lot of sense. All right. YM is just displaced above relative equal highs. It doesn't mean that it's going to reverse here, but with what we saw on NASDAQ and ES, seems like pretty likely we could. So this isn't something I'm going to be trading just because the flow doesn't give me any edge. So I would expect this to probably come down here and tap this and then maybe keep going up. Not much else to say there. All-time highs. Displacing into all-time highs. All right, ES. Man, this is annoying. So ES has a big daily fair value gap forming. We definitely got a lot on the 4-hour. A lot. We've just placed above these relative equal highs and these ones. Not really those. So we'll keep those on the chart there. We can get rid of this. Still an area of interest, I'd say. But yeah, we've definitely displaced higher. We just want to keep an eye on this on the 4-hour. I'm not going to short into an all-time high. 1 hour still working itself out. Yeah, not much to say here. It's not. The only thing I'd be interested in is NASDAQ. So, oops. Let's just look at NASDAQ. Finish this up. All right. All right, so nice little new day opening gap there on NASDAQ. Nice big displacement forming there. Same thing as ES, but not even close yet to all-time highs like ES is. This is a rejection area. Doesn't mean we will reject there, but maybe what we'll do is we'll draw up into here. Since this is a order block, we did not tag it, so we may need to go a little higher before rejection. But yeah, also not clear here. We would need to see some sort of SMT here. We've just got continued higher highs, so nothing super clear for the short. NASDAQ is something I would short, but I just don't know where to get short at. We want to see ES create a SMT here on the smaller time frame. So I think that's all we're waiting for, and aligning that with either an area of interest, which we're already in, and or a time. So if we create SMT with CPI or with the open, that's what I'd want to short. So that's the plan. For SMT short, the high or at the CPI. setups. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, we could go to, yikes, it's ugly. I mean, we are creating relative equal highs here, so maybe if we come down and then we'll create some sort of SMT there. Buy's already done its it's whatever it needed to do there. Wow, what the? Is it really that different? Wow. Yeah, Q's still haven't broke out that high on the Dow. So there is relative strength in ES. That's so weird. Seems like breadth is opening up then. If you look at the equal weighted, I'm sure they're higher. But just a guess. Okay, yeah, so this makes more sense. We came down and filled that gap on IWM. So then we came up and moved higher. Let's look. Yeah, we've already filled the gap. We're holding that order block here. Why is it on here? I do not have the broker connected. Is it always like that? Okay, maybe it's always like that. But we do have those relative equal lows kind of there too. Yeah, maybe we'll refer back to this order block maybe. So we'll keep an eye on that too. But it's the same thing. I mean, we're creating relative equal lows. This wick could also be, wow, yeah, we cleaned out these lows. I think this wick is where we may be headed. So we'll keep an eye on that on IWM. Good thing we looked at that. Cool. I think that's the plan. I think that's easy. Look for longs in Russell if we take out into this wick. And yeah, a little balanced price range there. Let's look at that. Yeah, same level of interest there. And that would align with these relative equal lows being, tapped into again, kind of a thing. With this order block, man. Holy shit. Cool. I think that's it, man. I think that's the setup, man. All right. Cool. That's it. That's it for me, brothers.